Okay, is this working? I think it's working. Okay. Now just to check this. Is it working? I think it's working. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. Okay. Let me check this and make sure this is stable.
There is a magical...
Nope, that started without us there. Okay. I think we're in good shape. Slight delay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I guess I just wait for people to show up.
There is a magical operation of
Hello. That's one person. This is Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, the first game in the Legacy of Kain series. It features Tony J of Reboot and Mighty Max fame, and of course Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. It has Michael Bell, who you may remember from like the Storks, the Snorks, the underwater Smurf characters. He was the lead guy on that. Played a bunch of Transformers over the years. Did so many cartoons. The lead in this is played by Simon Templeman. He was, let's see here. If you've ever played any of BioWare's games, they love using him. He was Tali's dad. He was also Logain, the big bad guy in Dragon Age. You got a bunch of voice actors you're going to recognize. One surprising thing in this is there's one character. I won't reveal who she is, who the actress is, until we get to that scene and see if anyone can call who it is. She's gone on since this game series to have a much wider exposure than this game series could have ever given her. But she stuck through the series to the last game, as far as I'm aware. Now, there's a little delay here in the audio, I think. Hopefully this will work. Are we seeing what's going on here? Oh, let's hope it's capturing the visuals okay. It does not seem to be capturing chat on screen there. That's okay, I'll work that out later, some other time. Let me see if I can... If it's not capturing... Hey, Rabbit! Since it's not capturing the chat correctly, what I'm going to do is remove that and expand this window. And just try and center that a little, give you a better visual.
There is a magical operation of maximum importance. The initiation of a new aeon. When it becomes necessary to utter a word, the whole planet must be bathed in blood.
This game was written, I think, the later games were directed by Amy Hennig, who did, I guess she's most famous for Uncharted. Did the third Jak and Daxter game. So this is a flashback we're getting here. We'll get context for this later. Some 1996 CG graphics there. This game was mostly made in Canada. I think Silicon Knights was the developer. Crystal Dynamics wound up.
They can feast on your corpses.
Crystal Dynamics did the rest of the series, but Silicon Knights did this one.
For fulfilling the sacred mandate of the Satafan, you are hereby damned.
There's Tony J. He plays Mortanius the Necromancer.
The pleasures of the flesh are no longer. You have but one purpose, damned warrior. You will serve us for eternity.
Alright, so this is actually the opening to our game, to our story. Those flashbacks happened hundreds of years ago, but this is actually happening now.
The tavern's closing. Best be on your way, stranger. What? A mug of ale for a weary traveller from distant Corhagen? I can reward you well, for I am of noble blood. I stay open for no man in these dark times. Things come with the night that no sane man would welcome. And so I left. Cold of heart and soul. Forced to the road and the long, bitter night.
Yep, Tony J is Megabyte, absolutely. So this is an unwinnable fight.
End it! Now!
They, victors, suffering to the conquered. Ironic that now I was the one suffering. Not anything as pedestrian as physical pain, rather the cruel jab of impotent anger. The hunger for revenge. I didn't care if I was in heaven or hell. All I wanted was to kill my assassins. Sometimes
Oh, great.
you get what you wish for. The necromancer Mortanius offered me a chance for vengeance, and like a fool, I jumped at his offer without considering the cost. Nothing is free, not even revenge.
You will have the blood you hunger for.
I awoke to the pain of a new existence, in a dank womb of darkness and decay.
Yeah, tons of silly voices.
The sanctuary spell enables me to travel to my crypt, where the soil of my grave provides me respite. I often resort to this when I am weak and need nourishment.
So we're playing a vampire. As you can imagine, our main mechanic here is draining blood. If you stun...
Reputed to have been ripped from the chest of the greatest vampire to have ever existed, Janos Audron, the Heart of Darkness restores vampiric unlife. Life is precious, Janos discovered, as it was torn, throbbing and bleeding from his own body. This ancient vial bears with it a dark gift indeed, for with it my life force is increased. These ancient symbols of power contain raw magical energy that increases my own capacity to summon energy for the spawning of spells.
Yeah, we just kind of suck blood from across the room in these games. It's weird. You can stun human enemies to do that. If you try to do it on undead, it poisons you.
Within the walls of these chambers I could find respite. And if I so chose, resume my journey when my weariness abated.
Kain kind of moves real slow, really plotting in the beginning. We'll get a... air straw. We get a wolf form later that lets us move a lot faster.
To my eyes. I had not expected such cruelty from the light. For in the embrace of the sun I could find no comfort, only malice. This would change in time for the worse, along with other things.
Just the technical limitations they were working with kind of led to this decision to do that. Yep, doggo form. We get a bat form, doggo form, a mist form. We can disguise ourselves as a human. We can also hypnotize people. I'm not sure what the development for this first game was like. They probably didn't have a whole lot of money to work on it. The sequels all had like extremely high budgets for their time period, but this one not so much. I mean, it really does look more like a 16-bit game than one that was made developed for the PlayStation, but it was a pretty big hit when it came out. Enough that, you know, obviously it got 4 sequels. There's lots of puzzle solving in this one that they kind of took out of later versions. A lot more wandering than you'd expect. There it is. And there's a mechanic where the phases of the moon change in real time on you.
These curious devices hurl bolts of whirling energy and eviscerate my human enemies by stripping ragged flesh from blood-stained bone.
Those hearts are going to be important. They can restore a ton of health, but they also rescue you from death once per each heart you have. But yeah, you see it's a full moon right now. That's when you're strongest, and certain doors only open on full moons. So there are some parts of the game that you can only access if you wait until the game gets to a full moon. Time-consuming, but often worth it. Kain's going to be sort of recollecting everything as we go throughout the game.
Comes, vampires are wise to find shelter from its acidic touch. Hunger and weakness are no bar to vengeance's call. I would find my slayers and send them back whence I came. Victus! What trickery is this?
Have a seeker. If we put you down once, we could do it again.
Victus! Their sneering faces were forever etched upon my memory. I had crossed death for this moment. My mind was empty save for one thought. I would kill. There is no greater release than that from vengeance sated. With my assassins dead, my quest was over.
And Tony J is about to pop up to tell us that just isn't the case.
'Tis not over, Kain. These fools were merely the instruments of your murder, not the cause. Look to their masters, look to the pillars, and gain way to the fortress of the mind.
Alright, let's do what Megabyte says.
This was where the bloody deed of my murder took place. I would not be kind to the denizens that lurk here. They would taste my steel, and I their blood.
I do too. I love his voice. Here's where we got killed. I can't get behind the bar to kill the guy who set us up there, but if you come back with the wolf form, you can jump over the bar and kill him. Oh well. Gotta have Doggo to get full vengeance. I had my first day back yesterday, and it was kind of okay. The machine was being nice to me that day. Didn't give me a whole lot of rejects. Everybody was nice. I was expecting them to be angrier that I had left for 2 months. How about yourself? How you doing?
The necromancer had offered me no warning as to what my resurrection would entail, and yet I must confess in my haste I had not sought one. Was his gift a curse? I would seek the pillars for an answer. Iron sword. Forged by the Cerioli, the legendary weapon masters of Nosgoth, this blade will serve me well in life and beyond.
Oh, I left to get, I was having PTSD attacks at work and panic attacks, so I left to take
Iron armor.
A break and go through some therapy stuff. And they let me do it. I had to sign up for EDD to get like very minuscule payments to keep me solvent, so to speak. It helped that around the same time I got a tax refund.
As it was born from hellfire, forged by the necromancer's magic, my armor resists fire and provides me with strong defense. These cure...
Just to show you what these do. It just leaves people as skeletons. Well, it's good to hear your work's going well. Personally, I wish I could go back to school, but that's not going to happen for a while. Now you're a skeleton. I think the later games in this series got a little less edgelordy. But I enjoy there's a lot of thought that went into the eventual world building of this setting. It's its own very unique fantasy setting.
Pillars of Nosgoth. Even in life, few sights have moved me such as this. I marvel that such beauty should grace our dying world.
So these pillars are basically what holds their world together.
And with it, the vampire grows stronger.
Each of them is represented by a representative that gets chosen by the pillar. So that lady we just saw get murdered, here she is.
Nopraptor, your madness has shattered our dreams and blinded you.
Keep your distance, or I'll send you back to hell, spirit!
There is nothing left of me to fear, vampire. I'm only a shadow of my former self, Ariel, the balance of the Circle of Nine. Even so, I can provide the answers you seek.
I seek only a cure.
There is no cure for death, only release. You must destroy the sorcery that is now poisoning Nosgoth. Only then will you realize peace. The Nine of the Protectors of Hope were sworn to use their powers to preserve our world. Now these pillars have been corrupted by a traitor. My murder at the hands of this beast drove my love Napraptor mad. Now he spreads misery and pain among the Circle, crumbling the very foundation of Nosgoth. You must restore balance. You must right the pillars of Nosgoth.
I care not for the fate of this world.
Then for yourself, Kain. Beware the unspoken.
Napraptor, with his blind act of vengeance, threatened to destroy all of Nosgoth. Each Circle member was bonded to the pillar he served. The pillars reflected the mental state of their servants, and as the minds of the Circle degenerated and descended farther into dementia, the pillars crumbled. To restore them, each member of the Circle had to die, and the artifact that served as their link to the pillar had to be returned. Only when all the pillars were restored did Ariel claim my curse would end. And so, my hunt for Napraptor began.
So one of the members of the Circle assassinated the lady who was the Pillar of Balance. Ariel here was the Pillar of Balance of the Nine, and her boyfriend was Napraptor, who's the Pillar of the Mind. And so that made him go crazy, and him going crazy meant that everyone else went crazy, because it just sort of got communicated like a plague. His thoughts got radiated out, so all the other pillars are corrupted. And that's a bad thing.
The Pillar of Balance, once defended by Ariel. The pillars choose their own.
Can you guess who Ariel's voice is there? Recognize her voice at all?
The Pillar of the Mind, protected by the mentalist Napraptor. The Pillar of Dimension, protected by the planar Azimuth. The Pillar of Conflict, protected by the Paladin Malik.
Malik was the guy we saw in the intro who got turned into a suit of armor. He used to run the Seraphim, which were, they're basically knights that ran a holy crusade against the vampires. They're genocidal maniacs. Yeah, it's you wouldn't know it, but the actress playing Ariel went on to play Skylar White on Breaking Bad.
The Pillar of Nature, protected by the Druid Bane. The Pillar of Energy, protected by the Energist Dejul. The Pillar of Time, protected by the Time Streamer Mobius. The Pillar of States, protected by the Alchemist Anacroth. The Pillar of Death, protected by the Necromancer Mortanius.
Yep, that's Skylar White. So she was doing this before she went on to do Breaking Bad. So Mortanius is Tony J's character. As we met him. We'll meet all the other pillars as this goes on.
These beacons serve as landmarks during my flights in bat form. Once I have committed their locations to memory, I can always return. In bat form, I can travel great distances with ease. From my vantage in the heavens, no region of Nosgoth is forbidden to me.
Bat form is basically fast travel in this game. But yeah, our first mission is going to be to track down Nupraptor and chop off his head. So you find these little shrines throughout the game. Each of them gives you a different new spell, but you have to work your way through the labyrinth first. A lot of them are optional, but we're going to do this one. This gives us the ability to create magic light, which doesn't hurt Kain like regular light does, or like regular sunlight does. And, you know, as a bonus, it lights up dark places. I think I do actually need to kill these skeletons in order to progress. But yeah, if you drink that green blood, it poisons you.
While it is true that natural light weakens a vampire, magical light can have many uses indeed.
Let there be light!
Please, help me, kind sir! Please, help me, kind sir! Please.
This game actually does keep track of which people you suck the blood from, so you can't come back and, like, mine people for health. Makes the game a little more difficult. There are some spots in the game, though, where it spawns an endless number of enemies that you can farm health from.
Please, help me, kind sir!
Yeah, no camping one spawn as a blood bank. There are a lot of dungeons where you're gonna, like, you have to be careful about how many times you get hit. Especially as you start meeting more and more enemies that are just straight up undead and don't have blood. Yeah, what's really funny is the third game they released in this series, they do have a behind the scenes where you can watch Tony J and Michael Bell hanging out, and they start talking about their experiences trying to actually play these games. And they're just like, I'm too old for this. It's like, so like, Michael Bell talks about how he got a copy of the game and, you know, couldn't get through the first room, couldn't figure out how to move the character around, so he's just like, here, you try this, handed it to his grandson, and the grandson is, like, playing it forever, and he's just like, that's the last time I ever picked up a controller.
Please, help me, kind sir!
Yeah, Tony J and he were sort of laughing about how Michael Bell's just like, wait till they go to the conventions and all these people find out that the Soul Reaver is played by an old Jewish man. Tony Bell just starts laughing his ass off. Tony J just starts laughing his ass off at Michael Bell quipping all the time.
As daylight chases darkness, the vampire's power wanes.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember which way I'm going. Yeah, you had to unlock those scenes in the original PlayStation 2 version of Soul Reaver 2, but if you get the new remastered versions, I think you have that from the start. You can just go in the menu and watch them. Hey, cut that out. Feed me. Oh, we got a poor doggo here. Sorry, doggo. Alright, this is where we're gonna get the doggo form for ourselves. We do need to get this to continue. You can't skip this part.
My lupine form enables me to move like lightning and leap over obstacles barring my path. But the guise of the wolf brings with it its own kind of hunger and rage.
In other words, it drains my magic meter. So this is the only way you can jump in this game. I can still drain blood as a wolf. Whee! Look at how fast I can move this way. Alright, armored guys take a bit more work to take down. Hit and run tactic is the best, because he's really slow with that axe. I think I have to hit both of these switches here. That is a tall wolf, though. Like, if I saw a doggo that size, I'd be like, nope. Don't care how floofy it is. Probably bad, probably scary. Like, I know there's no bad dogs, but that looks like a bad dog. These doggos, on the other hand, that I'm attacking look like they did nothing wrong. I don't like having to kill them. That sets up another fast travel beacon.
One must be wary in dealing with the spirit forges. The wraiths and shades that inhabit them offer items beyond mortal dreams in exchange for a sampling of your blood. The wraithsmiths forge their items with forfeit souls.
Shed your blood for me, and these artifacts will be yours. Imagine what power you could wield. So, you come to the Spirit Forge for help, do you, vampire? Trade you secrets for the blood of the dead, I will.
Yep. So this takes a big chunk of your health, but it gives you extra items to work with. In this case, more of those things that turn people into skeletons. Of course, now we're short on health. Okay, this guy's not cooperating. There we go. Alright, no longer in danger of dying. Don't mind me, just a big doggo. Those guys are annoying. They have little swords on chains they can throw at you.
The energy bolt employs magical force in its rawest form. A messy spell, but a potent one nonetheless.
So this spell just makes people explode when you shoot them with it. Always handy. Especially when fighting these Wraith guys. Because you get too close to them and those little bolts of magic they shoot at you just rip you to pieces. Oh. I was talking to my niece today, briefly, and she said, I guess even the kids are really annoyed with the chicken jockey people going nuts in the theaters and throwing popcorn at the screen. I guess she's blaming older kids that just want to make a mess. I wasn't really sure what was going on there. I'm like, what is a chicken jockey exactly? Somebody explained that to me. I was just like, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go see it in the theater either. If that's the way people are behaving. Let's see here. Which one do I have to do in order to get that open? No? No, that's not it. I mean, I do appreciate any performance where Jack Black just has way too much energy, but... I ran out of magic. That's not good. I need to get this door open. Okay, that wasn't it. What combination haven't I tried? There we go. Yeah, you and your little extendy sword. I see you. Uh-oh. Gotcha. Music's sort of atmospheric, but it doesn't get... like, there's nothing memorable about it. But it fits. Sometimes it has kind of almost Amiga vibes to it. I gather this is one of those series they had trouble selling in Japan because of the gore, so it didn't really come out there, I think. Have to wonder what kind of cast they would have picked. What famous, anime voice actors they would have pulled out. Trying to think, other than Reboot and Hunchback of Notre Dame and Mighty Max, what else was Tony Jay in? I think he was he on the Mighty Ducks?
The blood of ages flows so sweet. Come, drink from us.
Yeah, he was on the Mighty Ducks cartoon, wasn't he?
Your strength has increased. for our blood enhances.
He was the... It was him and Tim Curry that played the bad guys on that, right? Spideris in Mrs. Sunny Patch Kids.
The village of Nachtholm was typical of Nosgoth peasantry. Yet amidst the farmers and smithies of the quiet country life prowled brigands and cut-purses.
I gotta look this up now. Tony J. God, yeah, he died in 2006. Oh, that's right, he was Shere Khan. In every Disney production. He was on Tailspin, he was... Yeah. He was in Austin Powers? I don't remember that. Played Merlin on the Smurfs. Wow. He was Death on Darkwing Duck. He was the Doctor on Rugrats. Oh, that's right. He was the replacement villain on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles after they couldn't get James Avery to come back to play Shredder. Oh, right. He was Chairface Chippendale. Yes, I loved Chairface Chippendale. He's the greatest. I'm going to write my name in the moon. Oh, he was the bad guy on the Savage Dragon. Yeah, okay, he was Wraith on the Mighty Ducks, so he was one of the bad guys. There it is, Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Kids. Huh. Oh, I forgot he was in the King's Quest 6, yeah. Oh, yeah, he played Magneto in X-Men Legends and, The Tick was the best. Spoon! Spoon! Alright, let's hop over this bar. Hi, buddy. Bet you didn't think I could come back here. A bartender's worst nightmare. Somebody who can leap over the bar like that. God, I miss the Tick. I like all the adaptations of the Tick, honestly. I liked the live-action ones, too. Poor Arthur. I always love the episode where the Tick has to team up with Carmelita. And Carmelita is, at one point gives Tick a little kiss on the cheek, and he starts screaming, "Sidekicks don't kiss! Sidekicks don't kiss!" Yeah, I mean, the live-action Ticks were, like, on for a second, and then they were gone. They didn't last very long. I did love they did an episode of live-action Tick where they had a person impersonate.
Employ, this is perhaps the cruelest, causing my victim's body to shrink on itself, crushing bones and rupturing organs till the pressure inside bursts the sack of fleshy skin, spraying its contents for all to see.
They had an impersonator playing Jimmy Carter. And the Tick had to rescue Jimmy Carter from a some kind of old Soviet robot that was programmed to kill Jimmy Carter and woke up like 20 years too late. Oh, that cracked me up. I think that up there is one of those doors we can't get through unless it's a full moon, so we might as well move on. Hi, Princess Kitty. How you doing? What'd you find? Is that a chain? I don't know what that goes to. I don't know. What was your favorite Tick moment? Yeah, Princess Kitty had to go to the vet today. She was very brave.
The blood of ages flows so sweet. Come, drink from us. The rain will do you no harm, for our blood preserves.
Okay, now we're immune to rain. It's not until very late in the game that you get immunity to water, though.
The town of Stention Crow bore with it the infamous aroma of its inhabitants. In life, I would not have graced the place with my presence. In death, I merely added to the stench.
Stention Crow. So I think there's a couple of secrets in here. I'm trying to remember how to activate them. Yeah, Rabbit Dude. Princess Kitty says hi. She's just kind of wandering around and exploring. She's been sleeping most of today. After the vet visit, she was very tired. They gave us more antibiotics, and, you know, so that's all we can do for now. She had another sinus infection. She gets one, like, every 2 months. Yeah, we're talking about you. Hi, Princess. The ah noise, yeah. Must not be this one. I'm trying to remember where the secret passage is up here. This is actually, but yeah, this was developed by the same company that went on to do Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. You remember Jason played through that one. Bighorn Brothel. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the one that has the secret that if you... I'm trying to remember how I do this. You have to push things in a certain order.
One must be wary in dealing with the spirit forges. The wraith and shades that inhabit them offer items beyond mortal dreams in exchange for a sampling of your blood. The wraithsmiths forge their items with forfeit souls.
Shed your blood for me, and these artifacts will be yours. Imagine what power you could wield. So, you come to the Spirit Forge for help, do you, vampire? Trade your secrets for the blood of the dead, I will.
The statues do actually change, too, if you look at the different monsters they have there. The main guy's voice reminds you of Prince Charming's voice from Shrek. Yeah, a little. I imagine it must have been exhausting to have to narrate every single line in this game like that. Hi guys, this doggo wants a hug. Come on. There we go. Tasty, tasty. It's punch, not blood, really. Seriously. Fruit punch. Anybody want a nice Hawaiian punch? Wasserwunder. Let's see here. Can't push this yet. All that tantalizing health over there. Uh-oh. These guys are always bad news.
The gypsies.
Hey, we don't use that word.
And superstition. Most of their babble should be taken with a pinch of salt, since the gypsies often tinker with weary travelers' minds. However, a few gypsies have something interesting to say.
Well, different times. This came out almost 30 years ago, so... Yeah, that's Big Wolf. I suppose they figured they're making a Dracula game, they gotta include that. And I'm like, oh, not so much. All things considered, yeah, his armor is definitely... Like, that's the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula armor from the movie, I think. There it is. That's what we want.
There are benefits to traveling beneath a human guise. The threat to my person is lessened, and much information can be gleaned. However, the illusion is flimsy, and any act of aggression on my part can break the spell. Vassabunt lay, its glory now stained and faded, a faithful child in the looming shadow of Nupraptor's retreat.
Don't mind me, just an innocent villager. Ba-da-da-da-da. Hello. Yes, yes, I am not a vampire. Nope, not me. I'm not planning to suck your blood. Excuse me while I take these obvious vampire artifacts.
At times, my magic extends into very exotic disciplines, such as the manipulation of time. I am able to slow time down so I can move about, quick as a wolf, while all others move as though they were mired in mud.
La 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 la. Excuse me, milady. I am human. Human I am.
Nupraptor's keep lay west of Vassabunt. I would seek to cut the cancer from its heart.
You see those big eyeballs there? We get to look out from those later. Get to see the view from inside them. But yeah, his keep is just a giant skull. And of course he lives in the brain. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a nice little touch. Oh, that looks like a spam bot. Oh, that's over on Twitch. Okay, no big deal. I'm gonna change for a second so I can smash open these barrels. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay, we can't smash these yet. Have a good night. See you later, Rabbit Dude. Hello, fine blacksmith. I'm going to just steal a bunch of stuff from you. Don't mind me. Yes, my good sir. I'm an ordinary customer, just walking in and taking these things that turn people into skeletons.
Should this object strike an enemy, rot and decay would instantly eat their flesh and leave only a pool of blood and tissue. For a time after, the toxins are still active and therefore lethal to the touch.
Love the way he says tissue. Tissue.
The wind carried screams from the west. I couldn't help but smile. Someone else in this world was suffering more than I.
Oh, way to be an edgelord. Don't mind me. Just gonna come in here and open the gate. Uh-oh, I'm about to run out of magic. Ha! Yeah, not a moment too soon there. Bye, guys. Man, these guys take a ton of hits. There we go. You can see why I wanted to sneak by all of them.
The gaping maw of Nupraptor's retreat rained upon Nosgoth all his pain and misery. The disease begged to be cleansed. Bay Victor!
Gotcha. Persistent guy, isn't he? Yeah, just sticking my heel in that water hurts me. Yeah, let me see if I can just walk by him. Now there's an image of his raptor's creepy little head. That's what we're after. I think we can get something in here. Let me see. There we go. Not much, but it's something. Notice this guy's now a ghost. If I kill him, I can drain him for magic power, but that's about it. No more health. I like the little thirsty ah when I use the save points. Oh boy, this part.
The mentalist Nupraptor was renowned through Nosgoth for his tricks of the mind, telepathy, and telekinesis. Pilgrims traveled from all across the land seeking the comfort of his lies. I sought not his wisdom, but his life.
Ah, we know you, old edgelord, you. He mellows out a little bit in the later games. Whee! Wouldn't believe how long it took me as a kid to figure out that switch was there. It drove me insane. Well, better top off my health. Hi! Got good news and bad news for you.
You dare intrude upon my sanctuary? Can I not mourn in peace? Leave, leave, and let my solitude be complete.
So Nupraptor's gonna spend some time here taunting us as we wander through his keep. And he's even more of a whiny, gothy boy than we are. Okay, that worked. I think that opened the door. Hi, princess. Aw, did I startle you? Hello.
I came upon one of Nupraptor's serving girls, catatonic with fear, choking out half words through bloodied, broken teeth. Although tempted by hunger, I stayed my hand, allowing her to tell her story. She spoke of her lord Nupraptor, driven to insanity by the brutal slaying of his beloved Ariel. She spoke of his self-mutilation, sewing his eyes and lips shut to deny the outside world. Fueled by despair and hopelessness, he turned his magic on the circle, infecting their minds with his madness. Nupraptor cared for nothing now, save his pathetic self-pity.
Oh, like you haven't been
Scars
doing
such as
plenty of
hers
that.
would never heal. Death would only be a mercy.
Pot, kettle, black. Oh, these guys. He's playing the flute, and it makes zombies come up. So the zombies infinitely spawn, unfortunately, until you take out the flute master.
The cretin squandered life and left it seeping on the floor. Such waste was a travesty. Perhaps Nupraptor needed to be taught a lesson as to the value of blood.
Zombie time! Zombie party, zombie party! I mean, you gotta appreciate the dialogue. It's decently well written, I think. The performances give it life, really. Juggo, activate! As many spikes, yep. We have to do all of these here. Time to follow the light. Not much of a puzzle. You just have to figure out which tile is the right one. I like that he just has that big brain on the floor. I am a gigantic brain!
When conjured, the energy bank permits me access to mass amounts of magical energy for a brief period of time. However, when the moment passes, I will be drained of all magic, unable to cast even the simplest of spells.
Yeah, it's not a good trade-off. I rarely use that item. Alright, on we go. There's the teeth we saw before. Yep. That's Big Skull. Uh-oh. I trapped myself there. There we go, that's what I want. Now we can look out the eyeballs.
From the depths of the retreat's eye sockets, I viewed Nosgoth in a different fashion. The glass seemed to warp the image and taint the color. As if Nosgoth needed assistance in making its corruption apparent.
Now we can look out the other eye. The other eye looks fine. He tinted the one eye red just to make it look like everything was messed up. Achoo! Gotta love it when horror games use screams in the soundtrack.
So, Malik, have you come to fail the circle once more? Leave, Paladin. I do not need your protection. Come, Kain. Come, share my pain.
So he just chased off the the bodyguard there.
So, this was the mentalist Nupraptor, this broken, pathetic little man. Yet crippled as he was, he would not yield without battle. Very well, old fool. If it is death you seek, I will not deny you.
So we just have to wait for these little purple orbs to phase out. That's the whole fight. Not too difficult. As long as we can time it right so we don't get stuck in the spikes. They took pity on us, decided to make the first boss fight pretty easy. We'll change his strategies here. We just have to keep running up and swatting him and he'll shoot us back. There we go. We chopped off his head.
Perhaps the head of her beloved will convince Ariel that I have accomplished my task.
This is kind of funny if we look at it in our inventory.
Alas, poor Nupraptor, I knew him well. Well, not really. Alas.
That's the first boss down.
The mace is amongst my most useful of weapons, for it merely stuns my victims, allowing me ample time to feed.
There we go. So we can go smashy with these particular types of rocks now. Now we get to fly back. Whee! I like how he's not just one bat, he's a whole cloud of bats.
I placed Nupraptor's head before the Pillar of the Mind, and watched on as it dissolved into the stone. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored. Nupraptor was but the genesis. Forever tainted by his madness, the circle was beyond redemption. For them, absolution lay only in death. In me, they would find their deliverance. But first I had to defeat their shepherd. Malek, defender of the Nine, lay in a keep to the far north, past Vassabunt. It was time for me to test the wrath of the Pillar of Conflict.
Death in the circle breathes life to the pillars. For every pillar there is a token. Only with these shall they be restored. But to reach a warrior, you must first breach his ward. Find Malek and destroy him. Only then will the circle fall.
So we've restored one of the pillars. That's the Pillar of the Mind there now. It's nice and shiny white. Notice the Pillar of Balance is still darkened and cracked. So that means there's a Guardian of Balance out there somewhere that's gone cuckoo bananas as well. So we're just going to go ahead and turn into a bat. And hopefully flying up here should take us where we want to go. Very unbalanced, I would say, yes. Whee! So yeah, 1 pillar down, 8 to go. Of course, one of those pillars is Tony J, so he's probably on our list. I'm gonna find a spot to save, and we'll try and pick this up maybe next week if you want, or are you bored with this game?
Save Victor!
The blood of ages flows so sweet. Come, drink from us. Your magic energy recovers more quickly, for our blood enhances.
Save Victor!
Alright, let me find a safe spot here. Come on, people. Nice thing about the mace is I can stun any human enemy in 2 hits with it, and then you can just go ahead and drink their blood. Doesn't reduce their health to 0, but it gives you the opportunity to just insta-kill them.
Save Victor!
Years ago, word reached us of a strange pestilence that had laid siege to a few remote villages far east. But the rumors failed to prepare us for the horror that was the plague. Worms and maggots fed upon his festering skin. The scent of tainted blood seeped through the wounds upon which they feasted. Pity. Such a waste. Good blood gone bad. Corhagen, my home. The finest city in all of Nosgoth, rich in vanity and conceit. I had no delusions as to the welcome I would receive. Death and disease stalked these streets. Bodies lay most in the very spots in which fate had taken them. A perfect homecoming.
Alright, come on, save spot. Don't remember where there's a save spot here. There's gotta be one coming up. Yep, there's one. Alright. Alright. Well, I can switch on over to the Valley, and, you never got to see the Comic-Con episode with Space Ghost, right? Let's see if we can put that on.